Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Kraft. My website is stephaniecraft.com. I am an intuitive energy healer and hypnotherapist, and I have clients all around the world that I do by phone sessions, and also people can come see me at my office in Burke, Virginia, which is a suburb of DC. Um, so in this video, I want to talk about family constellations. Family constellations is a therapeutic approach to healing family dynamics, issues that have been passed on from generation to generation. And the man that I took this family constellations workshop with, when he was introducing family constellations to us, to the group, he said it's not something that's easily explained. It's more that you can understand it better when you experience it. And that is true. Family constellations, I believe, is more popular in Europe, but hopefully you can do a search and find it where you are located. So I went to this workshop locally last year, and I had no idea what to expect. I had never done it before. And there was a group of people all sitting in chairs. The instructor or leader, I don't know what you would call him, I guess guide, leader of family constellations, explained a little bit. It's like it's psychodrama, it's like shamanic, it's energetic, it's spiritual, it's healing. I guess I could say those words to describe it. And he asked the people in the room, each person, to talk about what issue they would like to work on that is a family related issue, I guess, theme, or a personal issue. I don't remember his exact question, but the people started over there, like all these seats were in a row, and I was like in a semicircle, right? And I was all the way on this side, and it started all the way over there. So I was like, okay, good. I have like a minute to think. I had no idea what I was gonna say or work on. And as each person spoke and said, I want to work on this, and they spoke for quite a while, something like hit me and dawned on me, like, oh, I got it. I know what I want to work on. It's a theme in my family that I don't want to perpetuate, and maybe I embody it too. Maybe it's been playing out in my life, and I don't want this to go on. And I'm not going to get into that in this video. It doesn't really matter what theme it was to explain how powerful. I want to talk about how powerful family constellations was. So when it was my turn, I explained myself. I said what I wanted to work on, this theme that had been going on in my grandparents, generation, my parents, and then me, how it was playing out, and how I didn't really want that. I didn't want to perpetuate it. I didn't think it was healthy, and just in case, maybe I am doing this and maybe we should clear it up. Anyway, he ended up picking me. So basically, he picked one person to be worked on for that workshop. And he was like, Stephanie, would you like to go? And I was like, okay. So it's such a weird, it's kind of like a weird experience, but it's so good. Basically, you pick people in the group to represent family members. So the workshop leader, I guess, places them in some formation, I think, in the room. And I wasn't participating. I was sitting as an observer. And so here's what I observed and what the interesting thing about family constellations is. it was as if the spirit of the person, my family member, for example, like the spirit of my grandmother entered the person who was playing her. So I had to say, okay, you're my grandmother, you're my mother, you're my aunt, you're my grandfather, etc. Like I just picked out people who were in the group, in the room. We didn't know each other. Literally, I didn't know anybody in the room. Nobody knew anybody. Nobody knew each other. And these people embodied my relatives. I don't know how it happened. It did happen. And it was several months ago, so my memory isn't totally clear. Plus, it was very intense for me. But basically, they reenacted some themes, past hurts, experiences, and everybody was in tears. It's amazing because they don't know my family. They don't know my family situation. I'm telling you, it was like the spirit of my mother, the spirit of my grandmother, the spirit of my aunt entered the bodies of these people to play it out family dynamics. And I was sitting and somebody was playing me. I had to pick somebody, you're me, and then she, and they were like facing each other and talking, but what was coming out of their mouth were the words from my ancestors, from my relatives. And people were just bawling and crying, and I was too. I was sitting in the chair and I was like having like sobbing, like uncontrollable sobbing, because it was like the room was filled with the dynamic, the heaviness and the dynamic and the tension and the trauma of what we all lived through, what my grandmother and so on, and people in my family, and what I as a child lived through, like with my mom, for example. And so I was watching, and they were playing it out, and it's like you're sitting there like hearing the words and seeing the emotion, and these people have no idea, but they didn't know my family, but they're like channeling them. It's like unbelievable that this can even happen. It's like they're not, these people are not channelers, these people are not, these are just people. I don't know anybody's name. I left that night like, thank you, and I left, and I was like, that was the weirdest experience of my life, because these strangers just played correctly, accurately my family members. And it was so incredibly healing. What I'm trying to say, which I haven't said yet in this video, that experience was one of the most profound and moving and therapeutic and deep experiences of my life. And it's almost unexplainable, right? What I'm saying to you sounds unexplainable. How do you walk into a room and you don't know anybody, and then you just pick these people to play the role, and all of a sudden everybody's in tears, everybody's having emotion. These people are literally voicing the words, the real words of my family members, of like what happened, how they felt, why they are the way they are, what the dynamic was. It is shamanic, it is spiritual, it is, their spirits did embody in these people. They did take over in order to heal, to have deep healing, to meet eye to eye, face to face, have forgiveness, have compassion, have healing. That's what happened there. That's what happened there. Now, I can't say that I know it happened with my grandmother passed away when I was 15. So what I'm saying is, and I actually don't speak to my mother or my aunt. So like, I can't know how we are all healed together amongst ourselves. But I can say what happened that night was one of the most profound experiences of my life. Um, and it has to heal us. It has to be healing for us because, like I said, it you can't make this up. The way that they acted and reenacted the themes and the emotion, they felt it. We talked about it after, like they literally felt, the emotion of my grandmother or my mother, and it came through their body, it came through their words. That it was like they just stepped in to play a role for me that night. People that I don't know, who I like don't even know if I would ever see them again, if I would even remember them or recognize them. It was just such a surreal event. But they step in to act as a channel for healing for you. It's a completely voluntary experience. If you go to a family constellation healing event, then you can participate in the group. So if somebody is picked, that person over there, we're going to work on that person tonight, and then they pick you or you or you to play a role, you're volunteering your body, you're to come in and stand there and let this healing work through you for that family for generations. It's an amazing service those people did for me that night, and I couldn't even believe that they gave themselves over that way. It was very intense. It was like one of the most intense healing experiences I've had. And it might sound weird. I'm trying to explain it. Just it almost sounds vague, I know, but and you can't explain it very well. But I wanted to make a video about family constellations, to put the word out there, to let you know it exists, to have you look into it if you're drawn to it, to maybe find it in your area when people can gather again. I think that's coming soon. And so it's very healing, very therapeutic. I highly recommend family constellations if you want to heal family dynamics, or even if you just want to go and participate and offer yourself to heal somebody else's family. It's mind-blowing. That therapeutic modality is a mind-blowing thing. I highly recommend checking it out if you're drawn to it at all. Okay, that's my video for today about family constellations, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hope you're doing well. Take care, and I will see you in another video.